is going to take a minute for people to find me because my computer decided it wanted to do weird things. I could not even list this live tonight. It would not let me. It would not let me list it in advance. It would not let me change the time on my computer. It would not let me do anything. My husband could not even find the password for this computer. What the heck? So be that as it may, we're here. We're waiting for you to show up because we have some interesting topics tonight that you just may be interested in hearing. So, welcome to Dear Dana. I'm so happy that you're here in this community. We talk about different things. We talk about social commentary that it starts with people that are in the public eye, and we bring it back to you so you can relate. And we also talk about psychological subjects. We talk about spiritual topics as well, but everything comes back to you. And then I want to hear what you have to say, right? So again, welcome to Dear Dana. Hello, original Dawson girl. I'm so happy to see you. Things have been going weird and flubby tonight. Yeah, weird and flubby here too. Tomorrow is my son's birthday in heaven. So, weird things have been going on for me too. I hope you are doing well, original Dawson girl. Things are starting to open up here a little bit. So, I'm hoping people will find this because, again, my computer and StreamYard were not jiving, wouldn't let me list it. I was able to list things on Instagram, but wouldn't let me list it on here to just a few minutes ago. So I'm hoping people will see what's going on and come on in. But in the meantime, I am going to do part of my timer. It's your birthday today? Wow! I hope you had a good birthday. At the risk of breaking your ears, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear original Dawson girl. Happy birthday to you. And a billion more. Hi, Serenity Journey. A pleasure to see you here. So in the meantime, I am going to drop my intro really quick. Hopefully people will drop on in. Okay, I'm going to start the topic off. First of all, what did you get to do today, original Dawson girl? Anything fun, I hope? I don't know how open the UK is. I hope I didn't bust your ears, by the way. It was Up and Adam's birthday yesterday, yours today, and my precious angel Noah's birthday tomorrow. We're going to have a cake for him anyway. Did you get to do anything fun? At least have some cake? I hope. You gotta have cake on your birthday. Hopefully I'll know in a minute. We're going to talk about spiritual gifts. Do you feel you have any spiritual gifts? Just finished a party at home with friends, watching football, Euro champs with friends. That sounds great. Hello, Winnie, World of Winnie Mom, Amy. Spiritual gifts come in many forms. Sometimes we don't recognize them. Champagne and lots of it, some cake and lots. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I'm glad things open up where you could party with your friends. Sometimes the spiritual gifts will open up when we're little. Thank you, Original Dawson. Even though I'm learning ways to navigate the grief, I'm not going to lie, I still get blue and somewhat emotional like this. We can have spiritual gifts particularly open up. Hello, just a tea, please. From birth to age 5, most all children naturally have spiritual gifts. It's a given. We are so close to the veil or the other side, or to where our souls were originally constructed, to say heaven, whatever you choose to call it. No judgment zone here. We're so close to that place and still connected that up until the age of 5, we still have those gifts, whether it be psychic, intuitive. We just seem to know things. And we're still in that magical thinking up until age 5, where we haven't been, our consciousness hasn't been invaded so much by the ways of the world, where we seem to be in that mindset that things are not possible, where people haven't invaded our thoughts saying, well, that's not possible, and that's not possible. You're human, and there's gravity, and there's this, and there's science, and there's that. People can't do that. Magic doesn't exist. Our minds have not been invaded with that up until the age of 5. We're very connected to the other, so we just naturally are open to it. And we sense and we feel and we know things. And we just go with it. We go with the flow. You'll notice that in a lot of little kids. They're very good intuitive sensors of people. Generally, who's good, who's bad, who's not. They want to trust people and be playful and stuff. If somebody's offering them a whole bag of candy, yeah, they want to trust them because they got that candy. But as soon as the thrill's over, they know who's good and who's not. And you can kind of see their response around certain people more so than others. Just like animals have that intuitive feel. They respond better to some people more so than others. Past the age of 5, though, hey, Shelly Marie, so happy that you're here. We begin to get indoctrinated by parents, families, teachers, churches, what have you, by the ways of the world. And those natural intuitive gifts start to crumble and fall to the wayside, because we are expected to behave and learn and act as we are taught. Hey, baby girl, I don't know where you are right now, but I'm happy you're here. We are expected to attend to the ways we are taught. If our parents are not open to our intuitive ways, a lot of those gifts, will either get tamped down into our shadow side, and the power of them will waste away, or we'll lose them altogether. Now, males and females can have these gifts, especially up until the age of 5. It's pretty equal for the most part. You will find, and this is not me saying that heterosexual males cannot have the gift. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I want you to hear me. But scientifically speaking, and maybe this is because more heterosexual males have not come forth, but in the testing that has been done thus far, let me say that, in the testing that has been done thus far, typically, males that have this gift or any of the spiritual gifts or psychic gifts or whatever, what have you, will tend to be homosexual. The reason being, they're more right brain sided. They use their right brain more, similar to females, for the most part. The more creative, the more thoughtful, the more emotional, etc. For the most part. I'm not going to say it's flatly that way across the board. And again, it may be because more heterosexual males have not come forth to get tested. But if you think back and you look at a lot of the psychics that you see, you will find that to be true. It is not the rule, but you will find that to be true. Hello, Francesca D'Onofrio. I'm seeing a lot of people I have not seen before, and I think that is so great. I'm happy to see you, especially, like I said, tomorrow is the heavenly birthday of my son Noah that left us over 3 years ago. And again, I struggle. And I've been a little blue or emotional today. And my sweet friend Jenny Ann was like, why don't you not do the show tonight? Because didn't know if I'd break down or not. I'm going to be honest with you. And I don't know if I won't get emotional in this show tonight. I don't know. But I just decided if I do, I do. Maybe I won't, because I have felt him all day long. I will feel him tomorrow. I mean, I know that I feel him around me, to be honest with you. But it is my personality to do things anyway. It is. And so we're going to do this thing. And I was guided, oddly enough. I had no intention of doing these topics. 3 years must feel like yesterday sometimes for you, especially around his heaven birthday. You know what? Original Dawson Girl absolutely does. Sometimes it feels like yesterday, truly, or today. And yeah, you're right, Miriam. Talking about it helps. Because I can still feel him. And I'm not playing my pain's worse than your pain, because pain is pain. I will never say that. My pain's worse than your pain. Losing a child, the pain of losing a child is different. Let me say that. I've lost grandparents and I've lost my dad and stuff. Losing your child, that pain is just so different. Gutting. It's just so different because they were created in your body, and it's just different. I mean, I've always been still connected to him. And we'll probably have toys going off tomorrow, sending messages, you know what I mean? But anyway, getting back to having spiritual gifts. If you have had a trauma, you could have a gift open up in your life. If you've had a near-death experience, a gift will probably open up. What are other circumstances? If you've been a little kid and something heavy duty's happening in your life, and it's like you need this extra sense for safety, you're probably going to have a gift open up. There's just various different things that occur in life that will cause new gifts to open up. But you can also be born with them, like I talked about. We're all born with something. When you recognize you have certain gifts, sometimes you feel lonely. Like, oh darn, am I the only one? How do I deal with this? But the truth of the matter is, everyone has some degree or some form. Like I said, birth to 5 years old, you're born with them. your life dictates whether you keep them and develop them and what occurs to open one up, or whether you lose them all. Truly. And maybe if you have a soul contract, that's contingent on whether you believe that or not. And I'm not saying there is not, will dictate what gifts you have. And people have different gifts. And I noticed having Noah in particular, I had gifts anyway, and I was really scared of them to a large degree growing up. But I noticed, I had a near death when I was 12, near death experience. But I noticed having Noah, and he could not speak like we did. So I noticed having him, he and I would communicate all day long in an intuitive way. Like we had this other language. Sorry for the dings. Kim Taylor sending. Let me cut Instagram off, see if it'll stop. She keeps sending photos. And no, I don't want to get off track. So anyway, oh, thank you, Original Dawson. Get some rest. Happy birthday again. So what I'm saying, having him little by little, depending on what his need was, would open up things little by little. So him not being able to carry on a regular conversation because of medical needs, it became emphatic that I was able to communicate with him in another way. He would try to come up with little hand signals, but I needed more because I needed to feel or know what was going on in his body. So then it developed sort of, for lack of better, the need for me to become a medical medium. Because I needed to be able to feel and sense when something was awry in his body. So that developed something else. So small things would open up all along out of necessity. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to accept them out of necessity and learn to develop them more because I needed the tools. So I had to quit ignoring things and accept them because it was life or death. Life or death. Because my little boy was such a rare one. Precious. Cute. Bright. He literally was like an earthbound angel. I kid you not. And my greatest teacher. Beyond. Do not get me wrong, I love and adore the breath my daughter breathes. I could not even measure the love that I have for her, or know her for that matter. But he, out of necessity, for so many years, it was he and I alone, before my daughter came along, out of necessity, he became my greatest teacher. He taught me patience beyond. He opened up my gifts. He taught me how to trust my gut and dive in and be fearless in places that I wanted to be scared to death. I learned so much about medicine that I was a walking medical book. One of the professors at Emory University that was his specialist, after a while, had told me the reason that he lived so many years and was doing so well and was healthy beyond. And look, let me say this first. I do not take credit. I want you to hear me. I do not take credit. But he told me that I knew enough to be a physician, that I should have been an honorary physician, period. And he said that seriously to me, that I knew enough to go ahead and get my diploma. I should have been a physician. But that was true, and it was out of necessity. But I am a conduit. It wasn't of me. It's not from me. It's through me. A lot of stuff was being downloaded through me. I was studying and knowing and remembering, and it was coming through me. And then I had opportunities to work in emergency rooms and connect with people because I was a psychotherapist, but I was able to connect with like their souls and be able to diagnose them quickly. And the physicians trusted me enough to take my diagnosis, and I would say they need a banana bag, or they need this, or they need this medication, and they just gave me what I wanted because my diagnoses were spot on. But again, I'm taking no credit, and I want you to hear me. I'm not taking the credit because I know something bigger and greater than me was working through me. I call it divine intervention because I had opened up myself out of necessity. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can't see all of the chat. It looks like the chat has stopped. What the heck? Has it stopped at how are you, Miriam? Am I not seeing things? Please somebody tell me in the chat. It looks like comments have stopped. Somebody tell me. Have they stopped? Am I preaching to myself? So what I'm saying is your gifts can open up as you need them, and it's not too late. Okay, Vintage, you're still here. Hey, good. I want to know in the chat, are you curious if you have gift? Have you recognized that you have a gift? Do you feel like you have a gift? Number one. Number two, what was my number two? Do you recognize any of this? Are you wanting to know how you recognize it? And when I'm saying to you, I don't take the credit, do you understand why? I got into a passion place. Gotcha. A lot of people will have intuition and that empathy feeling, but not know how to navigate it. Hello, JC Bear. You won't know how to navigate it. It's just kind of there. And you let it run you instead of being able to, how do I put it? Break it down better. When I was younger, I knew I had it, and I knew I could feel people's feelings, and I knew when they were lying, and I knew when people said things, what they really meant, etc., etc. That's why I sort of kept them at arm's length. My brothers would kid me and say, oh, you were popular, you had friends. No, I had a lot of acquaintances. I would be in different crowds and hang with different people. But because I knew what they really meant and what they were really saying and yada yada, I didn't trust a lot of people. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't know how to navigate it well because I would let my emotions get in the way. So instead of it working for me, it worked against me. But now that I'm older and wiser and Noah taught me a lot, I know how to navigate it better. I'm hoping that if all of you are really interested, I'd like to teach a class, but I don't want to develop one if people aren't really interested. I don't want to put all of the time in it. You get what I'm saying? But I thought, I would start here tonight and see if I can kind of help out. Because we all have things on a certain level. I'm going to drop the link here soon, and we can have discussions. I'll pull a bunch of you up on the panel and let's talk about it. But before I do, I don't want to forget. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this community. I want to have a community page so all of you have input on what you want to talk about. I mean, I'm like a semi-walk-in university. I'm not a university in myself, but I know a lot. I don't know everything. But what I don't know, I can find out. And I know a lot in psych. I know a lot in spirituality. I know a lot of commentary things, but I would like to make this a safe place where we can have classes, hash things out. And of course, for everyone that's subscribed, probably next week, I'm going to set up a time for everyone that's subscribed. I'm giving you a guided meditation. And I'm doing a drawing for the hypnosis. And I'm going to do 2 different hypnosis, of which I see the most interest for in here. But I need feedback in the comments, ladies and gents, because I don't know which ones to do it for unless you tell me. And the guided meditation, and I'll probably, yes, I'm going to admit, I'm a psychic medium, I'm an evidential medium, but I don't want to be just known for that. So that's why I'm not making my channel about that. But I will do a drawing for some of that. Right. Go ahead and clock out, Shelly Marie. I just don't want to be known by that. And I have to watch my energy level. Because as I've told some of you, I have MS. So I have to do self-care, as my friend Jenny says. And I do healing work, etc. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to deep dive. The other thing is, how many of you have heard about walk-ins? Who knows about walk-ins? Tell me in the chat if you know about walk-ins. What a walk-in is. Has anybody heard about a walk-in? They are saying that Thomas Jefferson most likely had a walk-in as he was writing the, what is it? I got brain glitch, help me. As he was writing only the closet. Oh crap. I know what it is. I can't think about it. You know what Thomas Jefferson wrote. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. They think he had a walk-in possibly as he wrote the Declaration of Independence. What a walk-in is, if a person potentially wanted to commit suicide, or, hey, Spartan Dan, or was in a coma. You may not appreciate this commentary tonight, Spartan Dan, just warning you, or had a coma, or other traumatic problem. It's a theory, some people say it's true or have experienced it, that another soul can take the place of the soul that's in a coma or wants to commit suicide or what have you. can take the place. So maybe that person doesn't commit suicide, etc. They're saying some famous people like Alfred Hitchcock, Thomas Jefferson, and even Abraham Lincoln, and a few were said to potentially have walk-ins, especially during high-intensity times to help them be more charismatic or to help them through historic times where they needed it, because it can be temporary or permanent. They're also saying that those that have had long-term comas or other such things that have had near-death experiences, etc., and they come back, and I know you've heard this, and they come back and can speak a second language or have had skills that they never took lessons for before, or different personality traits or new talents they never had before, or potentially walk-ins. I know you have heard of that happening before. Hello, Arina Montijo. I don't want to butcher your name. Have you not heard of those being in a coma or what have you and coming out of it and could speak new languages or had new abilities before? That's fine. Hello, Francesco D'Onofrio. That's understandable, Shelley. I don't want you to get in a wreck. I've heard of that. Kids coming back and they can play these long orchestra, piano concertos, or people speaking another language perfectly, and they never took that language or never went to that country. They're saying other souls can potentially take the place. Or you saw somebody that wanted to commit suicide and all of a sudden they snapped out of it. They're super happy. They've got different personality traits all of a sudden. And maybe you don't recognize that person anymore. And I don't mean physically. I mean, they just seem like a whole different person. And you go, wow, I don't know that person anymore. They don't act like they used to back in the day. Or maybe they don't even look the same to you, right? Seem like a totally different person. There is potential, and some say it's scientific, for a soul to trade places with another soul. And it often happens when a person is in a place of high distress, trauma, coma, near-death experience. They've tried to commit suicide, etc. Or someone has asked for that kind of assist, and it can be temporary. That is a walk-in. I was in a scientific talk recently, and I had not heard that for years. And the person that was doing the scientific talk actually brought it up, and I was floored. I was completely floored because I had not heard that mentioned in decades. And everything in me was like, you need to bring this up in one of your lives and make people aware that this is a potentiality. You don't have to believe in it. And I'm not saying yay or nay. But look, the government just opened up to us that we have UFOs and aliens. We've suspected, or some people have known this, forever and a day. And the government kept telling us, no, there's not. No, there's not. You're crazy. It's this. It's a balloon. It's an airplane. It's Superman. No. Ha ha. I'm so funny. and tried to make us think that we were dimwits or out of our mind. And now they're finally admitting it. So what I'm saying is, I'm to the point, I'm not closing my mind to anything. I can sense in my gut when things are really off center field. And I've told all of you before, yeah, we tend to overthink everything, and we do need to think about things and use our head in constructs and things we've learned. And then we let our heart, get us in trouble with love and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, no, it's a bird, it's plain, no, it's underdog. But really, our gut is our second brain. We've all had that gut feeling when, oh crap, we shouldn't do that. We feel it in our gut. That heaviness or that weirdness, our stomach feels weird. We feel it in our gut. We felt it in our gut since we were little. And when we ignore our gut, that's when we get in trouble. And we tell ourselves, man, I felt it in my stomach. I felt it in my gut. I should have listened to my gut. Who has not said that to their self? I've said it to myself. I listen now. I listen now. That is where you get divine guidance from. That is the place, and I know there's angels, that is the place generally your angels speak to you. Your angels send you a signal. Because you can't overthink your gut. You can overthink your feelings in your heart, you can overthink in your brain, but you cannot overthink your gut. It's a feeling, it's its own entity. Pay attention to that always. Always. It's like you're getting, from God. Hey, Zinzarius. That's pretty cool. That'd make a cool game. Not sure if it's spiritual, but I've been known to enter others' nightmares to defend them from whatever is terrifying them. That is spiritual. That is a spiritual thing. That is very cool. Hello, Shan. I adore you. Yes, everybody, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. When you subscribe or share or hit the bell, or especially subscribe and hit the thumbs up, it's so good to see you, Zinzarius. You know I adore you. You always make my day. I call it YouTube school when I go on Tuesdays. To me, that's what it is. I listen to their advice. I'm waiting on my review. I call it YouTube school, but you always make my day for sure. Zinzarius is my buddy. Check out his page. Put your page in the bottom, Zen, where everybody can check you out. World of Winning Mom, she said she needs you to come into her dreams. She's constantly talking and screaming in her sleep. Yeah, it is school. I don't know what to call it otherwise. It's school because they're trying to tell you and show you how to learn to navigate YouTube. But what was I saying before? Somebody gear me back to what I was saying before. Anybody know? You know how my brain goes. I don't know what I was saying before. Anyway, listen to la gut. It will not lead you astray. Yes, angels can speak to you in your gut. What is that that the Army used to use back in the day when we didn't have all the, when you'd make the sounds, you go, doo, 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 doo. Make the different sounds in submarines and stuff to send messages. What was that called? I know you guys have to know. Morse code. I remembered. The messages you get in gut are like Morse code. Listen to that. If you don't listen to that, it's your fault. That's your first intuition. First intuition. When you listen to that, if you're going down the wrong road, you're going to feel it. If you're going in a bad corner, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it if you're about to enter a building and something bad's going on. Turn around and get in your car. Drive off. Get the hell on. If something's not right with one of your kids, that is where you're going to feel it. Especially you moms. And we will get on later, too. One of the subjects that I want to discuss on here is remote viewing. Who knows what remote viewing is? It's something I was able to develop. Who knows what remote viewing is? Raise your hand. Raise your hand in the comments if you know what remote viewing is. The government's been using it for decades. It's a real thing. Yes, but if you believe in your Creator and you pray and you surround yourself with the light of God, you do not have to worry about dark angels. Who knows what remote viewing is? Winnie knows what it is. The government has been using it for decades. If you train yourself, it's like flying without your body. You can check out what's going on in other areas of the world without physically going there. The government has been using people for years. Yes, exactly, Zinzarius. And that's kind of what you do, Zinzarius, in people's dreams, for lack of better. It's just in a spiritual way. Right, Spartan Dan. You're right. That's where your gut feeling comes in. You have to learn to discern. That's one of mine. Learn to discern. Vintage, if you're still here, write that down. I don't know if she's still here. She might have checked out. I haven't seen a comment from her in a while. Learn to discern. And that's where your gut comes in. And that's where you have to use your intuition, your empathic feelings, your gut feelings. Learn to discern. It's important. I'd like to know some of your questions about some of your abilities or lack thereof, or how to stay connected to our Creator, or how to trust your instincts, whatever. Wow, that is important. I hope you never do that again, Amy. Good. Good, Vintage. I'm glad that you're still here. I'm going to drop the link, but I want a few of you. You don't have to show your face. I don't want just one person up. I want a few of you to talk, and no one over talk each other, but I want a few of you panel-like to talk, and let's have a conversation about these things. And let's give each other airtime. But I would like to hear about, Zinzarius would never try to disrespect your mom. Yeah, you've been through a whole lot, Amy. Everybody has been through lots and lots. Like I said, tomorrow, I think I'm doing pretty good. Tomorrow is my child Noah's heavenly birthday. I will still get a cake and celebrate his birthday here. Yes, you're right. Everybody has trauma and pain. But like I said, you do not have to share your face if you do not wish to. Let's talk about how to never, can't talk. Believe me. Thank you, Spartan Dan. Oh, I'm sorry, Amy. That is lemon water, if anybody wants to know. I take water and put real lemon in it and some Splenda. What problem do you feel that you have navigating? Hello, Amy.
Hi, Dana. How are you doing?
Better than I thought. Thanks.
Yeah, I want to say happy heavenly birthday to Noah.
Thank you.
And I never lost a child after birth, but I lost two in utero. At first around 4 months, and then my third at 4.5 months. And July 15th is the day that I lost my first. And it was a long time ago, but every year it still weighs on me. I could still hear the baby crying, like in my dreams and things like that. So, it's really hard for anyone to lose anyone. And I don't want to minimize anyone else's pain either, but I know for you, my heart breaks, Dan, it really does. But I will pray for you. And I'll also, send positive thoughts your way and energy your way tomorrow and every day.
Thank you. I sure appreciate it. My love and prayers go out to everybody. But it just, I get blips of still holding him in my arms that last day and stuff. You can't help it sometimes. You try not to think about the last moment. It's just hard. But again, a little over 3 years is long in some ways, and in some ways it's not.
It seems like a blip in time, really. My third child I lost, I had gone in, I had been bleeding or whatever. I went in for an ultrasound and the baby was dead on the ultrasound screen. And I couldn't get a DNC right away. They wanted me to wait 2 days. And I just went home after I'd gone through with my first child. It was like I just went home and prayed to have a normal miscarriage. Well, that happened. And actually my water broke. And like I got in the car, I actually had to put my hand up me because blood was everywhere and it was a nightmare. And here I had prayed for it. So sometimes you got to watch what you pray for too.
Yeah.
I should have just, and but it just, that was something where it took me years just to even, be around, watch anything with children. I was a teacher, I was assistant director at a preschool. I resigned from my job. I mean, I just needed time, and it's very hard, anything with children or babies. I just, It's so hard, so hard. But I did want to share something positive. And you were talking about the angels, and I actually, when I was going through my divorce, started reading the Bible, and I wasn't really raised really religiously or anything. I'm Methodist, but I wasn't, it wasn't anything like a huge part of our life. So I'd really turned to it when I was going through my divorce, and I read through the Bible and all this. Well, the time I lost my baby, I'd also driven from California to Melbourne, Florida, pregnant. Which is not a great trip when you're pregnant driving by yourself from California to Florida. And it didn't go well. So I had lost not only my child, my husband, I had a car accident. Just all these things in 1 month. Well, that's the suicide attempt I shared. That's when was talking to my husband on the phone. He was in California and he put me on hold. And I was telling him, how I was so dark. I was crying about, like, I'd work 8 hours a day, and then I was crying. Like, I'd cry as soon as I got in my car, clean up, work during the day, got home, cried all night, cried in my shower, just constant crying. And I was so depressed, and I had been in a car accident. 1 month, I lost my baby, my car, my husband, moved from California to Florida. And I just took a whole bottle of, and please don't anyone ever do this, please, please, please. But I took a whole bottle of codeine that they had given me, like Tylenol with codeine, and I let it sit in me. And my husband finally realized, he goes, are you okay? And I'm like, no, because I started to get slurry. And for some reason, my mom came home and found me, which wasn't great, like you'd think it would be. She started screaming at me, how could you do this to me?
Yeah.
And she was screaming at me and making me vomit and blaming me. She didn't call 911. She decided to drive me to the hospital, drag me. I was begging her to let me die. We get to the hospital, but the whole way she's screaming at me about why am I doing this to her? And I get to the hospital. Of course, they charcoaled me. I was basically tied down to a bed. You can't fight it. When you really OD, you're out of it. You're not fighting them. And the weirdest thing occurred. I had people waiting for me outside the curtain in the ER, and this woman appeared to me, and she came by my bedside. And I remember her, what she looked like. She was just an older woman with like curly hair. And I thought maybe she was hospital staff. And she came beside me and she took my hand. My eyes were swollen shut because I've been crying like for 16 hours or whatever. And she was rubbing my hair and she said, "You are a beautiful child of God. You are not meant to die here today." And she went on and told me these other things that were going to happen to me and stuff like that, right? And all of a sudden she was gone. And I yelled out, I said, "Where's that lady?" And my friend was right there behind the curtain. She goes, "Hey, what are you talking about? We're right here. No one's come in there." Right? So that was my first weird like visitor that I had. And then they Baker acted me. So that means if no one knows you, they're going to put you in the hospital like a suicide watch and make sure you have
Yeah.
a psychological eval for at least 72 hours. Well, I went in and it was over the weekend, and it was really, I didn't know what was going on. Like I was 21 years old, whatever. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know anything or what to do. They gave you like a pamphlet. It was like 3 a.m. And I didn't know they were watching to see if I was interacting with people. And it was all this crazy stuff. I was sleeping. Well, I slept the first day, went into a doctor. He sent me back. And then I went out, and the most handsomest man I'd ever seen, beautiful, like glowing. It was like he was so calming, and his name was Michael. And he was dressed in regular plain clothes, and you don't get plain clothes until you've seen the doctor and blah, blah, blah. But I'm in this
Yeah.
little paper gown, and he didn't really have a really good reason why he was there. But he sat down next to me, and it was like I wanted to go wherever he was. I wanted, like, if he had said, "Amy, let's go," I would have been like, follow him. It felt like the finger of God touching
Yeah.
me. And he was talking to me, and I was just like, he said, "You need to do this. You need to get up. You have to eat. You need to do hygiene hour. You need to have them bring stuff for you." He guided me through the whole thing. Okay. I remember there was some lady cut herself and said she was Napoleon and had a ping pong paddle. And it was really a very like crazy atmosphere. Like I'd never been in anything like that. And I was just super depressed. And, within reason, I had reason to be depressed, but he guided me. And then we had like coloring sheets we were coloring. And I remember I have a little monkey coloring sheet. Okay. We're coloring these. All of a sudden they called everyone back to their rooms. I'd seen the doctor. I was going to go. And someone brought me a note. And on the back of that monkey coloring sheet was a letter from Michael. And he said, basically, "You're a child of God. You're not meant." It was like reinforcing what I had already heard from the woman in the hospital.
Wow.
So I said, "Where's Michael? I'd like to thank him." They go, "Who's Michael?"
Wow. That's amazing.
So I'm like, was I in there like talking to I don't know, but it's real to me right now as I've never felt that way about a person. Like, and the same with the lady when she came in and talked to me. It was just like her kindness and her warmth. When she touched my head, I could feel that love, and it was amazing. And actually, that's what got me through it, the whole thing. And I really, started going to therapy and doing all the right things. But unfortunately, I was still in a toxic place with my mother. She never came to see me during those 3 days I was there. And then she picked me up. And again, the argument, like from as soon as I got in the car, to home, it was just the same toxic emotional abuse. So I just finally got out of that situation. But it really turned me over with angels. And I really started researching them. And I actually, at one point, I was a teacher and I lost a student who was 9 years old. And he was like, you were talking about your son, like an earthbound angel. This this kid was always had a smile on his face, was so gentle, so kind to everyone. And he was in a single engine airplane and with his grandfather, and it crashed. And
Wow.
he died, and he was in my class, and I actually taught his 4 sisters too, all his whole family. So I wanted to go to his funeral. I went to the preschool to meet people there to go. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? They left without me. So I just prayed. I said, I don't know where to go. I don't know the name of the church, but I need guidance to get to this funeral. And literally I heard, turn right, go over the causeway, turn left, go here, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, I see, it was like 25 minutes later, I see this church. I pull up, I'm right on time. I walk right in, and there's everybody. And again, that was just some guidance from the other side. So I don't know how to explain that. I didn't even know the name of the church, really. I knew it was some Methodist church. And I just trusted. I just trusted what was told to me. And that's how I got there. And I've had things like that happen a lot of times in my life, which has given me a lot of hope and, guidance and things that I've needed. I've always had that assistance. So it's amazing. So that is an amazing thing.
We have to trust those things. I mean, so many people go, well, some things are just unexplainable, and they want to leave it at that. And we want to believe and trust all the bad things, and we accept
Right.
that, but so many people don't want to accept the good things, which
Right.
I don't get.
I don't get that either. Because there's definitely good things. So a lot of positive came out of that negative experience in my life. I knew I needed to go through that. But I really now, I mean, and I'm not afraid to share it, that I have a growing brain cyst. So in my head, I have a growing cyst. Well, I've always been intuitive, but I started seeing things like crossing over. I was seeing like beams of light. I have seen people line up beside my bed, like trying to talk to me. And I was like overwhelmed by that. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I was trying to block the, receiving that. It was overwhelming when had people like, seeing them. It was weird. So I don't know, how do you handle that experience? I would have a question for you. I mean, when I do have something where I see something like through my third eye or whatever, it drains me. It really takes a lot of my energy. So
Well, I mean, part of it is you still have so much going on internally,
yeah,
and you're still dealing with how you. I know your mom's gone, but you're
yes.
still dealing with that energy.
Oh yes.
You see what I'm saying? So the best thing you can do right now is, first of all, work on a meditation practice, and then come to terms with the energy of your relationship with your mom. And then you learn how to do the other stuff, because it's too early for you to try to navigate all the spiritual stuff before you come to terms with the other.
That's exactly what was kind of being shared with me. I hear things from the other side. Sometimes I actually hear voices aloud in a room, but I'll pray about it or I'll think about it. And I said, this is too overwhelming for me. I've been trying to take the time to heal and get through, come to terms with everything in my life and, then deal with it. And sometimes it's overwhelming because sometimes it's not, I can't control it. You know what I mean? And I get like overwhelmed with seeing things. Sometimes I see beautiful things, but sometimes it's I don't know if they're in their death state, or sometimes I see things that are scary too.
I mean, I would just pray and ask God for that part to be shut off for now, and work on healing from the other, and just start a meditation practice. I mean, my message to you would be simplify.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because you're not ready.
It's a lot.
I mean, there's too much, and you need to heal right now.
Well, good. Well, I like that you are willing to answer questions, because when you're starting and you have things happen, or you've always been intuitive, and I'm very empathic, like I have to turn off, like we might be watching something and there's a possibility that something's going to happen to a baby, and I have to like turn it off, or the news, I get too upset, or I'll like cry or I'll get anxiety from it. I get very emotional. I tend to take on everyone else's problems too, everyone else's stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to be better with it. I'm trying. And channels like yours are very helpful. I have to say that.
Thank you.
So
Gina,
thank you.
Gina says her husband developed a skill at playing guitar and work. He never learned it. It was bittersweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused.
Playing guitar and work. He had never learned it was bittersweet. I don't know. I want to play guitar though. I have a guitar, and you know what's challenging for me is with my condition, I get tremors and stuff. I
Yeah.
haven't really been able to hold the guitar like I want to. I was teaching myself guitar because I'm a singer, and I said I want to learn guitar too, and I have this beautiful guitar, and it's a challenge, and I get frustrated. I'm like, oh, I can't do what I want to do with my body. That's very frustrating. But
Look, I'm telling you, if you start a meditation practice, even if it's to meditate with videos on YouTube.
I was doing really good right before we moved. We were doing a good meditation practice. And then I don't know, it was hard for me to focus or concentrate for a while. My tinnitus is really crazy, and I've been struggling just to have that peaceful calm again. I need to really get back to that. I'm excited about your guided meditation.
Well, and we'll do that, but I'm saying in the interim, I would recommend you pick a calm one on YouTube and just listen to it when you lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do nothing but put earphones in and listen to it when you go to sleep. And do it every night to help calm your brain and your system down.
Yeah, I think all my system's firing all the time. Everything's firing.
Your energy's going like this all the time.
Yes, it really is. You've got that right.
And it needs to level down some.
Level it down.
It will help you immensely. So find a real calming one and listen to one when you go to sleep, and you won't have to do anything but lay there.
Sounds lovely. I'd like to be on a nice beach with a daiquiri and
I recommend Martin Salerno. I'm going to write it down in the chat.
Oh yeah, write it down. All right. Oh, there it is. I haven't heard it. Salerno.
One of my favorites. She's French, I think.
I don't know that one. Well, what else? So, what else were you talking about before? You were talking about intuition, and there's something else. I know I lost my train of thought too.
Does anybody else want to come up with us?
Someone else come on.
I like Zen says sometimes you need to allow yourself to receive help you need. And that's true. Oh yeah, read the coma part. Gina says that her husband was in a coma for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
And then he came out. Let's see.
Wow.
My husband's 3 months long coma gave him ability better than ever at playing guitar and work. Something popped up on my screen. He never learned it. It was bittersweet.
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay, you say you've been studying TBI? What do you mean TBI, Gina?
Traumatic brain injury.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just know because of all this, I've had to become a specialist on my own brain and all the stuff that's going on with me.
Would someone else like to come up and ask questions with us? You don't have to show your face. I'm in bed, so I can't.
I'm in bed. That's why I didn't show my face. I'm just laying in bed talking to Dana. Come on, you guys.
Now, one of the things that popped up with Noah, I will tell you about. I mean, so many skills came up because of my son. Hello, Bucket Odin. I know who you are. I have listened to some of Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, but let me tell you, they are kind of weird, and his voice freaks me out. So,
I don't want a freaky voice one.
I'm here right now. I can't do it. I can't listen to him.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Um.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, Noah, and I've told some of you this before. His skin was very fair, and I found that my hands would heat up on people. It started with Noah. If there was something not right in their body, if they had congestion in their lung, if something was going on in their ear, if they had an injury in a muscle or whatever, my hands would heat up if I would touch a part of their body where there was something awry. And it started with Noah and my daughter. And she would run up to me and say, Mama, fix my boo boo. And I would go to kiss it. She goes, No, 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 with your hand. So she started to recognize it little. So I would put my hand on it, my hand would warm up, and whatever was hurting her would start to feel better. Or if she had a cut or some things would heal faster. It wouldn't work on myself so much. I had to experiment. Like I would experiment if I had a rash on one side of my body and the other. I would work on, can I heal this side and don't do this side? Will it heal faster on myself? Right?
Right.
So I would find that it would. So I would do it with my daughter. I would do it with my son, and his teacher would come over and she would go to the church and stuff. And look, I love God. I love God. I call our creator God. People call him other things. Him, her, it, she, what. So I'm going to say God. Let me preface with that. And do I speak to a certain religion? No. I've visited all religions. I love God. So anyway, she went to a certain religion. I'm careful because I don't want to offend anybody. But we became close, and she was having a lot of trouble with her neck and her hearing in one ear, etc. So I told her what was happening with me, and she became really open and wanted me to try it with her. I would try it and not touch her body. I would get close, but not literally touch her body. And I could feel energy, okay? And I would just move where I felt drawn to. Like with quantum healing, quantum touch, it's a different form of healing from Reiki. And we can talk about those things too. And she started finding that the pain was diminishing. She had more movement, more flexibility, and we do another session the next time, and the improvement was coming.
Wow.
To where she was able to have more movement and the pain was going away. So then that was like, whoa, I need to learn more about what's happening.
That's really cool because I've always been interested in Reiki, and I have a friend of mine. I have a bad knee that years ago her mother did Reiki, and she came and I remember afterwards. I mean, I had to drink like water, and I could feel you could actually feel. She never touched me, but you could actually feel like the warmth and I don't know, I could actually feel it on my knee, and I could feel it change. And I am very with energy and things like that, because you do energy like healing and stuff. How do you, when you're thinking about that, what are you thinking? Like when you're thinking of a person, like what goes through your mind? Like say you were like sending, and can you do it through the phone and that type of thing?
I did it with Marzi over the computer recently. I shifted from Reiki to quantum healing because with Reiki, with all the symbols and everything, and I will incorporate tiny pieces of Reiki with the quantum healing or the quantum touch, and then I start working on the distant healing with some of the other things. it's like pieces and parts, and it's part studying and it's part your innate abilities. The studying never stops. Your connection with the creator has to be there. The connection to love and intention has to be there. You have to be surrounded by light. It's all a piece of everything. That's why when you hear me say, please be a good human, when you hear me say your vibe attracts your tribe, I'm not just throwing things out there. I'm really intentionally saying, I genuinely mean these things. Because it makes a difference in your life, the people you're surrounded by, what you're able to do, how you're able to serve people, how you're able to help people, right?
Right.
And so when I help a person at a distance, I focus on their body, I focus on what's causing them pain. And I focus on light from the creator and that light and that love running through me. And then I focus on that breath, intentional breath work, and that light and that love running through me and through my hands, and the heat pumping up, and that healing just like picking up steam and energy and motion, and then it moving through space and time to where that pain and that discomfort and that healing is needing to go. Because really, time is just a concept we humans have created.
Right.
And space and time is nominal when the intention is higher. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
So I have to go with my gut. And when I'm surrounding myself with a higher faith, I have to go with my gut that the intention for healing is there and it's going to work. So that's why I always ask for feedback.
That's amazing. There's so many people that are, in touch with their gifts and can do good work and heal people. I was watching a show where I thought this was amazing because I have neuropathy. This man was able to move like, I don't know, I can't remember what it was. He could control like, I don't know, whatever machine it had that I can't remember what it was picking up on, but it would move on his own, just him using his like brain and stuff. It was crazy. And he was able to hone in on people with neuropathy and just be able to like cure them. It was very strange. It was amazing though. And they were doing these tests on it, different tests to actually prove, I don't remember what it was. Magnetic. I can't remember what it was in my dumb brain, but it was really cool. And I was like, that's amazing stuff. And then some people keep no, they can't do that. That's fake. That's fake. That's fake. Psychics are fake, and it is fake. And to me, I know the things that I've seen and experienced in my own life, and healing and blessings that I've received. So I know from my experience, I believe them to be true and real. Are there people that aren't? Yes, but I just don't like the negativity that some people put off. I think when people stop being willing to learn more about something, I think they're just cutting off their own blessings,
I'm okay with people not believing. I'm okay with people, if they need to be negative about it or not believe, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I'm speaking to the people that are open and want to know more. And I know what I've experienced. So it's okay if people don't believe or they're not open right now because they have to walk their own path. And I'm not here to judge anybody. So they're going to find out what they want to know and they're going to go where they need to go. So I'm okay. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to fight with them.
Yeah, I don't want to fight with people either. I want peace in my life. I've had to cut out a lot of toxicity from my life. But people, even with things that I was experiencing and things I was able to like foretell or whatever that I've shared, I've gotten a lot of, I've had some people just be really like negative about it. And I'm like, I just don't even want to receive your negativity. Just do what you're going to do over there. And I've literally had to cut off like 2 family members. I mean, completely
Yeah.
just to have a better, experience in my life. And that's sad because some people are like, oh, that's your family. But friends are the family you choose.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. And I have my own little family with my kids and things.
I'm bringing lovely Marzi up.
Hi.
Marzi is.
I
Marzi,
just wanted to tell you my toothache. It went away. It's I have no ache. It's gone.
You mean it permanently went away after that night?
Yes. The next day I still have some ache, but the day after it's gone.
Wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that's amazing.
That doesn't mean you still don't need to look at it, but you're welcome.
But not yet. I will after my move.
Oh, Shelly Marie, are you on IG, Instagram? You can find me at Dear Dana 3 on Instagram. Hello, Willow. You're not too late. We're still here.
I'm going to go and I'm going to let you guys chat and I'll watch a little bit longer, okay?
Okay.
Love you guys.
Love you, Winnie. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So how have you been? I'm sorry. I was really late today.
Oh, no. That's okay. I was telling them, I was hoping to make it through today because tomorrow's Noah's birthday.
Oh, honey.
So I didn't know, how I was going to be.
But, you brought such a gift to this world. And he was such a gift to you. And for that, I congratulate you.
I mean, he opened me up because I was so afraid.
Yeah. I hope tomorrow is going to be full of joy. Remembering all the good things, good times with him.
Well, we're going to have a birthday cake, and we always write on balloons
Yay.
and let them go. And typically, he makes his toy go off. So
you're ready for the toy to go off.
So usually the toy goes off and has a message. So
amazing. Well, happy birthday to him.
Thank you. I'm expecting it, and I know this is. I've got it's got his thumbprint and his ashes in it.
There you go.
So.
Oh, honey.
But, Eden's been pushing me to talk about more in-depth spiritual stuff, and I had a tarot reading from Tisa Tales today. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't checked out Tisa Tales' channel,
I want to go to your Eden's. I want her to do my reading.
Oh, okay, yeah. She's on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw the information you put on the comments from Saturday.
She's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Hey, I'm always there to support and get the fringe benefit.
But I don't know anything about tarot. She's gonna have to teach me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But Tisa was trying to encourage me today to quit holding back on my gifts.
There you go.
She nailed me to the cross today, and she didn't know.
Oh.
So she said that's what's holding back my channel.
So you have to open up.
But I was holding back because of another YouTuber out of respect, but I guess.
I think there is enough room in YouTube for all content providers. There are many people who do the same thing, and it's okay.
Well, too, I didn't want to be known as that so much so. Mm-hmm. So I want to be known as someone who educates and brings healing and,
and you can do that, right?
Talks about a bunch of different things. I don't want to be just known as the, you know what I mean?
Again, there is such a huge space, I think, my observation, maybe flawed, but there's such a room that you can have multiple people do the same thing. And project what you want to project. You
Yeah.
are a teacher. You are a healer. So it's part of you. It's not going to be anything but you because you are very genuine.
Thank you so much. You know I
You
love you
do.
anyway,
Okay, very, great minds. Great.
but you do. You know I.
And I do know, but it takes one to know one. I'm not saying I am all that, but I love you too. I don't know how to express it, but you're pretty amazing.
Thank you. Yeah,
Like,
everybody check out Zenzarius. He is in my vibe. We connected on that, on Tuesdays I go to YouTube school and we connected. So we just became friends in there and
wow.
he looks after me. So go to his channel and subscribe.
Then okay, that's his handle, right? Handle, right?
Yeah,
He's in your channel right now.
it's a gaming channel.
Okay, I go find him out.
But he's a sweetheart.
Good. That he's your tribe. Of course he is.
I mean, I don't know a lot about gaming, but I subscribed. He's a sweetheart.
Oh, I see his site. Let me go there.
But what did you had you heard about drop-ins? I mean, had you heard about souls being able to take over?
Yes, I have never witnessed it, but I have heard of it. I don't know of anybody personally. I think I mostly have read about it.
If
And
you had the option, has there been any point in your life that you would have wanted to trade places with a soul and let them take over for a little while?
okay, let's see. I would love to have a break from my life for a minute. I think there sometimes when it gets so overwhelming, there's so much going on, and I just get overwhelmed. I want a break.
Yeah.
I would love somebody to come and take over and give me a break for a minute. But I don't know if I want to switch places with somebody. No.
And they are saying there are some scientists and some spiritual people saying that it is possible for them to come in at the same time to assist. Now, I don't know about all that.
I have never. I don't know about that. I'm not very good.
For a walk in to come in, but they are saying that a walk in helped Thomas Jefferson
Wow,
write the Declaration of Independence. They are saying that a walk in that they're feeling strongly helped Lincoln.
wow.
They are saying that a walk in took over for
Who are they?
I'm trying to think that like scientists and people that have studied have felt like walk-ins took over
Wow. Yeah.
because of certain personality changes that occurred. Let me find out if I can find it real quick.
Wow.
And I found it in two different documents, which was weird.
Mm.
That was
See,
very
this
weird.
has never been the ghost and all that has never been my thing.
Yeah.
So I haven't read too much about it. I have seen it in passing.
Now, as far as people calling, now I do say ghost, but
Oh, spirit, right? Sorry.
as far as people calling ghost, here's the deal. There are spirits to me that may not know they have died, right? And they're stuck behind.
Mhm.
And then there are people that have just died that are still lingering around for a couple of weeks.
Mm.
And then there are buildings where memories of people past get stuck in the wood and in the flooring or
Yeah.
in the concrete like a recorder. like it's recorded in the building, and you may hear the sounds from it, but it's not an actual ghost or a spirit.
Is their impression.
Yeah. But as far as ghost, woo, for centuries, I don't
Now,
know.
in Islam, at least the version that I have heard, because to me, all these religions, the institutional religions, every institute that they interpret it differently. One where there is another set of spirits that are not allowed to move on. They know they're dead, but they haven't been allowed. They don't get permission to move on. They don't belong either to the right or the left.
Yeah.
That's the worst state for for a spirit apparently to be, because it's forever you are stuck in the middle.
Yeah,
Not
it's
for I don't know how long.
my spiritual understanding is like levels,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
If you didn't get to a certain place, or if you did a lot of bad things,
Hmm.
you might be stuck here,
Wow.
and you have to earn your way sort of to other levels, basically.
It almost sounds like Dante's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only good for better instead of for worse.
I know, right? Look, I'm hoping I just jump to the top.
There you are. You belong to the top.
Like you like those games that you see,
Yeah.
like those video games.
You know what I heard today? That is so mind-boggling to me.
What?
Somebody really dear to me. I value their opinion of me. She was so upset at me. Said, "You are too nice. You are being too nice." So what do you mean too nice? And she gave me a few examples. I think she thinks people are taking me for granted or take advantage. I don't think that.
Right.
I didn't know how to deal with that. I said, "What do you mean? I'm
Did
too nice. I'm not too nice. This is what I do."
Was there a specific situation she was upset about?
I'm moving, right? And I have been moving and I have somebody, I'm very flexible as to when to move. And somebody is in a really dire situation, and they told me they may need to come to your home for a week. So because of that, while I'm packing still, I left some of my stuff because if they come, they need to sleep somewhere. So I'm leaving my bed, my sofa bed, my linens, my certain things I'm not packing.
Right.
This friend was telling me, you know what? They saying, "I'm coming today, I'm coming tomorrow, I'm coming today, I'm coming tomorrow." That has been for 2 weeks. But I get it that they do this because they are in between hard and a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
They don't know. And I want that to be not, I want to make it a little bit easier for them.
Right.
This is an option. Don't feel pressure. If you need it, it's here.
Yeah.
And this friend was saying that you need to move on with your life.
Right.
Stop it. You're too nice. And she was angry at me. I'm trying to comprehend that.
Because she didn't want you to make it so easy on a person you didn't know. She wanted you to get your stuff and just move on, and the stress be off. But
Right.
you saw it as, I'm just trying to make it a little easier for this person that is between a rock and a hard place and in the middle of a transition.
Right.
You were being genuine to yourself.
And that's the thing.
And they can't understand it because that is not something they would do.
And I get criticized that I'm being too nice. It's nice, and it's being too nice, and I'm being too nice. Nice is good, too nice is bad.
Right. And it depends on the situation. Sometimes too nice is bad if they're running all over you, right?
That's how she sees it.
Right.
She knows all the parties involved. She knows everybody intimately. I mean, she knows us really well.
Right.
Yeah.
But is she doing anything to make it easier on you?
Yes. She
She
has
is.
offered to come help me pack. I come and pick you up, take you wherever you need to. I need to go. Everything. She has been really nice to me too.
Yeah.
She is a really amazing person herself. So that's why when she said it, I stop and think about it because she herself is really kind, compassionate, good person.
Well, this is what you tell her. Good night, Amy, Winnie. Um, what you tell her is, you know what? I thought about what you said. I can see your point.
Yeah,
Um, I was trying to be genuinely kind because I see that they're between a rock and a hard place. But moving forward,
I stop and think.
yeah, bingo.
But you know what? I didn't even think that I'm being nice or I'm trying to make it. This is what we do for each other
Right,
as human, as good humans, or being a good human being, right?
right. You didn't take it as extra stress.
It's just like what we do for each other.
Right,
This is my tribe.
right.
This, you know,
But she will tone down if you
yeah,
say, I thought about it,
we heard
and
this,
moving
yeah,
forward, I will think about it more seriously.
before, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that I know her forever. I mean, she's one of my closest friend, longest friends, and she says that she has seen this over and over and over in my life. That I just give and give and give, and then there is nothing left, and then I
right.
speak up because I cannot do more.
I
That's
mean,
her take. I don't see it that way. That's her take.
her thought is you teach people how to treat you.
Right. That is exactly what her thought is.
And she's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You teach people how to treat you. So they should expect to respect you also.
Right.
It needs to be an even exchange in a lot of
Mhm.
ways, right?
It is, but when I do anything that is considered kind or giving or whatnot, I'm not waiting for somebody to return anything to me.
See, I'm the same way.
It's just I'm doing it because I want to do it. That's it.
I
Yeah.
do,
Do
I
I?
do,
Mhm. Sorry.
I do it because I want to do it too.
Right. I'm not waiting. I'm not keeping the scores. I did this. No, no, you need to do that for me.
Right.
It's not about that. It's I'm frustrated because I cannot explain it to my friend too. You know.
Breathe.
Yeah. And on top of it, I don't want people to change things that I like about me. I
Right.
have so many flaws that I would love to change about me. That I don't think is one.
Right.
And because people behave badly because of their reaction or whatnot, so they behave badly. Why
Right.
should I change myself? Because you know, what do they say? There is a American saying that I love. They say, "What you think about me is none of my business."
Right. And bottom line is she loves you and
She does. She
she
does.
just wants to be heard.
She does. And
You
she
know,
doesn't want me to be disrespected. You're
right.
absolutely right. Well, dear Dana, thank you so much for answering my question.
You are most welcome.
I'm so sorry if I changed the top subject altogether.
It is no problem whatsoever.
Thank you.
But I am about to wrap up soon. But is there any question that you want to ask about your life moving forward that you might want advice about?
But I'm having an interview tomorrow. Yay, finally.
You what?
I have an interview tomorrow. You were asking me or asking your audience?
I'm asking you.
Asking me. Yeah, I would love so many things, but I think I want to talk privately a little bit about those things with you. I
Oh,
love your advice. I love your advice. But I think my thing is that I don't know I don't want to cross boundaries, you know, because I know certain things I don't want to put it on YouTube. But,
gotcha.
you know, maybe they're no big deal, but they are, I don't want it to be public. You know,
Gotcha. Understand.
at the same time, I want your advice, but I don't know if I can. I should. You know, it just I feel embarrassed about it to cross that line to directly call you or directly get in touch with you about them.
Okay. Gotcha.
Hmm.
Are you? Do you have my direct Instagram or whatever that you can get in touch with me?
I don't do Instagram. I have an account years ago, but I don't do Instagram. This is it for me, an email. If
Uh,
you want me to go to Instagram, I can. Let me open
I'm
it.
gonna doze off. Take care, all. Have a great rest of the day. You too, Zendarius. Thank you for coming so much. Mwah!
Oh, I went to your site, Zen, Zenzarius. I went to your site. I'm gonna check it out.
Well, here's my email.
All right.
Can you see?
And do you prefer email or the Instagram?
That's my email.
I understand, but which one do you prefer?
That's you're not on Instagram, so that's fine.
Okay, thank you. But I can be. That's what I meant. If you prefer it that way, I can go to Instagram too.
I see Instagram the most. It's just what
Okay.
I'm saying.
All right. So what's your handle in Instagram?
Dear Dana 3.
One word, dear Dana, is one word or two words?
Um, 2 words.
Okay. All right. So dear space Dana space
No,
three
it's two. It's together. It's together.
together. One
Together.
word.
Dear
So
Dana 3.
dear Dana, yeah, okay. And three at postfix. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Let me write it down. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
You are most welcome.
All right. You wanted to wrap things up, and I know I changed your topic altogether. I appreciate you healing me. I appreciate you answering my question, my bafflement.
You are most welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Before, what is Dear Dana MA on Instagram? That's me. That's me, Shelly Marie.
Dear Dana MA?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Dear Dana 3.
But yeah, the at Dear Dana 3 is how you get there, but Dear Dana MA is me.
Okay. Oh, I see.
It's the same thing. The same thing.
Perfect.
Before we leave tonight, does anybody have any questions? Do you have one psychic question that you have about the future? Anybody? Before I wrap up. Anybody have a question? Da na 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 na. I don't even know what game show that's from.
Jeopardy.
Oh, is it? Okay. Whoa, Jeopardy.
That's a hard one.
Okay, Shelly Marie, you said yes. What question do you have?
Not right now. Oh, no. Panorama.
Will you tap into your gift? That is a big fat yes. And I will help you. But my first assignment to you is begin meditating and doing your conscious breathing, which is in through your nose slowly to the count of 4 and hold it, and out through your mouth slowly to the count of 4. And just imagine you're blowing out toxins. I will schedule the guided meditation probably next week on Zoom. What is Ben? Been? Been? Hey, Levon, get to time. I'm about to wrap up. We've been talking about some unusual things. And if you guys are interested, we will continue the conversation about gifts Who is still interested in continuing the conversation about different gifts? Thank you so much, Paranormal Witch. Happy birthday to my baby boy tomorrow,
Happy
Noah.
birthday.
My sweet, sweet boy. Thank you, Levon. I love him so much. I mean, it's just so weird. I could literally have been able to feel him like right up on me all day long. And my puppy has been very unusually calm today.
No.
I mean, she's usually all up in my lap, and we call her Giraffe. The new puppy I got, her legs and her neck have gotten long, and she's sort of
Wow.
clumsy.
I love that.
And now she can stand up and look at the dinner table, but she still acts like a baby.
Oh, cute.
So, are you interested in discussing more about the different gifts? Give me feedback in the comments about what you want to talk about insofar as spiritual gifts, how far you want to deep dive, etc. That way I know how to set things up for you. Okay? Good. Continue. Look, I know people get tired of hearing about meditating, but let me tell you, it is key because it slows down your brain waves. It helps you elevate your and resonate higher. It helps you key in to a different energy, and it helps you to tap into your gifts so you're not all tapped into all the chaos
All over the
around you.
place. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as much as you don't want to hear it and it sounds like homework, it is so key. And if you feel like you can't do it on your own or sit still that long, I highly recommend that you pick a good. Okay, Shelly Marie, this is what I recommend to everybody. You don't feel like you're doing it right until I start teaching you guided meditation myself. Pick one that you like to hear that's calm. Use your headphones or your little white earbuds, lay in bed, and listen to it. If you happen to fall asleep while it's on, that is okay. Let me tell you why. Because your unconscious brain is still keying in to the sounds of it.
Mm.
And if it's resonating at a certain frequency, if it's showing that, and if it says sleep meditation and a certain frequency, good. And if you see anything by Martine Salerno, I highly recommend it. I love her. A lot of it will say meditations with angels, violet flame, different things like that, and it will just put you in this state of mind, and it might knock you out, but that's okay because it is helping your brain get adjusted to the state of mind that you need to be in to be okay with meditation. Woo, I'm getting feedback in my headphones, which is so weird.
Wow.
Are you hearing it?
No.
Well, here we go, folks.
That's Noah.
I'll tell you a really weird thing before we go. After and this is going to sound so weird and cuckoo, but it's the gospel truth. I was teaching over in the other corner, and I have a setup for little kids to be happy when they see it. And one day I was teaching after my son passed away, and all of a sudden I kept seeing movement to my side. Oh, you hear it, Shelly Marie?
She said, I hear it.
It's weird, isn't it? And I'm not connected to anything where I should be hearing that. Who else hears it? Trying to get louder now.
I hear nothing.
Like somebody's trying to have a conversation. Anyway, let me hurry up and tell you. So,
Oh,
yeah,
paranormal witch. She said she hears it too.
it's staticky. Um, it just happened all of a sudden. Anyway, long story short, I kept seeing movement. All of a sudden, I looked to my left, and in 3D, I kid you not, in 3D, I could see school kids walking
Oh my God.
out of the closet beside me. Okay? School kids walking out of the closet beside me.
Oh my
School
God.
kids, school kids, school kids that had passed away. This is before COVID.
Wow.
So it was really weird. After I lost Noah, I started seeing spirits in 3D color, which had never happened before.
Wow.
So that was a different thing that opened up
Mm.
because of him. But it just happened to open up after I lost him. So that was just weird for me.
Mm.
But it was so much of it at the time, I was overwhelmed, and I had to learn to shut that down some because it was too much for me, especially in that state.
Mm.
Gina Maxey said it's dad and his grandson.
Yeah.
Oh, you asked Spirit earlier if I was a teacher for you. What did Spirit say to you, Shelley Marie? What was the answer you got? I'm hoping that when people do hear me and they experience me online and they realize I'm educated as well, they know I'm not loco or cuckoo. You know what I mean? Oh, they said nothing? Well, that's not a good answer.
Well, maybe they are taking a minute. They are thinking about it. They are looking at your dynamic.
Maybe they're letting you feel your gut for yourself. Maybe you'll feel it in your gut if you feel like I'm a teacher for you. And I'm not everybody's taste, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I adore you, Marzi. Thank you,
Love you.
Winnie, for
Thank
coming
you.
on. And I'm glad I didn't break down and get upset. I was worried about that.
Thank you.
Granddad
It's a
is.
joy. Tomorrow is
Oh,
going to be full of the. I was driving when she asked.
are you talking about my dad and son, Gina? Are you talking about my dad and son? Unconditional love?
Wow.
That just hit me funny when you said that. Because I didn't think about my dad being with Noah until you just said that and the sounds.
She says yes.
Anyway, that just hit me in my heart. I don't know if you meant that for me, but it just hit me funny in my heart.
That would make sense though.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm about to cry.
Oh, I need to hug you.
What?
I need to hug you.
Oh, thank you. Now I feel the tears. Yeah, my dad used to be in radio. Yeah, now I feel the tears. Okay. Whoo, I better get off here.
Thank you.
I love you, Marzi. I love
Thank
all
you.
of you so much. I always think, how's the best way I can serve? Tisa Tales and Jenny and my daughter and everyone told me I need to open up more. so I can be of more service to all of you instead of, being scared and hiding some of the things I can do, I guess. Anyway, I'm here for all of you to teach, to love, to educate, to heal, to whatever I can do.
Thank you.
My feeling again is, I love God, and I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm a spiritual woman, but I always want you to feel better leaving than you came in feeling.
Mission accomplished.
You all are good humans. That is what I seek out to attract. And remember that your vibe attracts your tribe. I'm grateful for all of you. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you all on Saturday. And put all your comments down below of what you're interested in, what you want to know about, what you want the guided meditation to be, etc. And so you can be part of the other drawings. I will see you all later.
Take care of you.
Have a good rest of the week. You too, Marzi.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
And let me find the outro. Where is it? I can never get it together. Outro, where are you? And there it is. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming to Dear Dana.